Welcome to this episode of Council Bluffs. Today, I'm Todd Studer, and our guest in studio today is Joe Huntoon, S&B Kountry Kennel. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Are you ever gonna have not having an event going on at the kennel? Because you guys you're busy, and it's an opportunity to be able to showcase everything that is that you do, but and a lot of times giving back at the same time.
Yeah, we want to get back to the community that is helping us, but we do it to bring awareness to all of our rescue dogs. You know, we have a couple rescue dogs that's been in there for some years now, and we've taken in a lot more. So instead of just having 3, we were up to 11.
Really?
So, yeah.
I did see just recently one of your dogs that had been there for a while found a home.
Yep. Katie and Bridget both got homes.
Yeah.
Then we brought some more in. So when we do these events, and we want to, of course, raise money for the nonprofit. The nonprofit's Heartland Rescue. So what better way to do it is to have live music. We have the property, we have the stage. So it just brings people together, have fun, you know? And I love music.
Well, and last weekend you had the Mosh, what was that specifically called?
Mosh for Mutts.
Mosh for Mutts. So there's a fundraiser to be able to help with that. And also, you have, over the last couple of years, you've been doing this Pupper Slam.
Yeah. And
the next event is coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
Yep, June 13th.
Yeah, that'll be here before you know it.
Yep, and so June 13th, or last year, Pupper Slam 2, it had rained that morning, and there's this natural waterway in the property. So we had to move the ring much closer to the building instead of being all the way out by the pond. So now we got the dry creek bed in there, so we got river rock all put in there, and I built a couple bridges over that. So now it just connects those 2 pieces of land so you can access the whole property out in front of the kennel. So we want to make it much larger. So I want to really, really advertise Pupper Slam. We want to have live music after the wrestling, so we want to get a band out there as well. We'll have food trucks. We have Tasty Treats coming out with their new food trailer.
Tasty Treat has a food trailer?
That's news. They do, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're coming out.
That is great.
Yeah, we already got them booked for that. And we have some other vendors. We'll put those more together, but we have a cake vendor. We have an antique private pile supposed to be out there as well. So we want to do Pupper Slam up pretty big.
Now, this is, for those that don't know, this is a wrestling event.
Yep, it's the wrestling. So the professional wrestlers come out of Omaha. No, it's not midget wrestling. I get so many people ask, is it midget wrestling? No, it's not. It's not that.
Right.
But they're full-grown adult men, and it's hilarious. It's fun to watch. Your face should hurt by the end of the day from laughing or smiling so much. It's just a good time. Then we also would have another event. I wanted to put another event out there as well.
Okay, so what is that?
That one, we haven't come up with a catchy name for it yet. We're deciding on a name, but it's going to be about our 3-year anniversary out at the new facility.
Okay.
I wanted to showcase some local talent that I do know of. I'm friends with Stimulus. He's a local rapper, and I know him back when he was in high school, and so he's going to be one of the openers. And then he's got a couple other rapper guys that he does work with. So we'll have 3 rappers that come out, and then our headliner is going to be a band called Hemingway. And so I've been in touch with Grant. Yeah. Grant's the lead vocals for that band, and he's going to actually come out to the kennel. We're going to do an interview with him, and we'll be posting some stuff out there with that as well. So we'll have about another 4 bands on June 27th.
Morning coffee supported by Bryce Taylor and GLI Insurance Group, serving Council Bluffs, Tabor, and Clarinda. Springtime in Iowa. A good time to take 5 minutes and make sure your home, vehicles, and anything you're pulling out for warmer weather are properly covered. Bryce and the GLI team live and work right here in our communities and are always happy to help you head into spring with confidence. GLI Insurance Group, local service, all seasons. Morning Coffee is brought to you by Keith Jones, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Council Bluffs. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Did you think back when you first had the the concept in your mind? Because I know that you've been doing this kind of work longer than S&B Kountry Kennel has been there just off of Bungie Avenue. But the level that you are at now, could you envision this back as you were getting it started?
No, I would have to say no. But we have the property, and so when I'm out there and I'm just, what can I do with this? And the stage was an option, so I built that by the water, backdrop, fountain. It just all comes together, trees, and then you have the problem being the dry creek or the waterway. Right. That's a problem. How do I fix it? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you can't just not have a waterway. So you can't stop nature. Yeah. The creek bed was a way to do it, and then we just go walk across the rocks. Bridges come in, and that just connects everything. It's the upstairs when we finish that, so now we can have we can rent that space out for graduation parties, birthday parties, baby showers. So we have that event space that can be rented out front with the stage. Of course, we have some graduation parties already booked for renting that as well. That wasn't something that was all in the vision, but I want it to go to good use. So having events and rental, it puts it all to good use.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan about everything you do, Joe, because your mentality from an outsider looking in is, okay, we see something that we want to do. We don't even know all of the problems that are going to be out there yet, but that's not going to stop us from doing it. So right. You get that done as problems come up. Okay, well, now we need to solve this. And not just the problems, but also opportunities. There's opportunities now that have happened mm-hmm. that you didn't envision right. at the start, but being open to that and understanding that every door needs to be checked. Even if it's ultimately something you decide not to do, it still needs to be checked to see, does this fit with our overall vision, and mm-hmm. being willing to adjust as you go through that.
And how will it work? When I started at S&B Kountry Kennel, basically I just see dog boarding, and then moved into daycare, and then rescues, and then to actually go full blown into the rescues, start the nonprofit. The nonprofit was started for rescue dogs, but also to help individuals that wanted to go get drug and alcohol rehab or treatment and have a safe place for their dogs mm-hmm. to go. Battered women, just mental illness, homelessness, anything that they're going to go help themselves and they have a dog that they need, placement for. Mm-hmm. That's what has helped, started that all up. So in order to showcase that with fundraisers, because it takes money to run, then now we have the land, the stage, all of that got built to help raise money. The upstairs got built, so we have a boardroom and we have a kitchen so we can prepare our own food on site instead of having to cook it at home or something and carry it in. It's just everything worked together,
And plus you have been able to meet so many more people because of it. With all the nonprofit work that you're doing, you get connected to other nonprofits, and how can what you're doing help them, and collaborative effort, even down to the point where you have networking groups that meet there. I mean, every Wednesday morning you're meeting there, and the growth has been, it's been a lot of fun to witness and to follow along with, because as I said, there's no way to be able to anticipate that, but yet it's still happening.
Exactly. I love it. And I can talk about you too, Todd, because when we met, I didn't have all of those things done at the kennel. No. You were in this space. Mm-mm. So I got to watch you grow. You've got to watch me grow. But then all the people that you know and all the people that I know, we watched grow. And that's the cool part. Right. You see your friends succeeding. It's a really good feeling. It's
I forget who it was that said it, and somebody can make a comment and let me know, but it's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you're bringing with you.
Right.
And we get to witness a lot of that. And obviously, with what I do, I get a chance to showcase a lot of things that are happening. But you have created something in a very similar way there, that you're bringing crowds in for these different events that are getting a chance to network among themselves. And it's more of a benefit to the other nonprofits in the area.
Yeah.
This is community building that's going on.
Yeah, and to have a facility like SMB Country Kennel, and it's bigger than me now. I mean, it's just it's so cool to witness it. But to have something like that in the Council Bluffs area, I mean, it's one of the nicest facilities, around.
Yeah, we've been talking about it, when we talk about you on the show. It's the top spot in Southwest Iowa when you need to know your dog will receive only the best. That's what's going on there.
It's a whole vibe out there. I mean, when I had in my mind, I said, I'm going to build a dog wonderland. It's built for dogs. It's all for dogs, even the stage and all of that. You want the customer to come in and feel that vibe even driving down the driveway before they even come through your front door.
We've talked about it before that you post a lot of videos and just clips of what's happening during the day. And part of it might be just me projecting my own human emotion onto what I'm seeing, but those dogs look like they're smiling to me.
I've been saying it for years. When you go to pick your dog up and they come bounding out the door to the front office, and instead of cowering or whatever or nervous, and the dogs don't lie. The dogs are having a good time. You watch them in the park. Watch the park videos. I love those. That's my favorite place. You should put that on a bumper sticker. Dogs don't lie, because it's not part of it. They're not wired that way. No, you are going to all I want, but I can't make the dogs lie. I've never been able to teach that dog, that part of the dog that.
Yeah, you will get an absolute 100% honest response from a dog. How does this dog feel about what's going on? It's right there. Now, sometimes as humans, we're going to misinterpret that. And I know that for you as a trainer, because you've done a lot of work in training these animals, that seeing what is actually going on might be different than what we're interpreting it as. And I think that's why you're able to reach them the way you can.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch their body language and you can see their emotions. You can see a dog, starting off in daycare or on boarding, kind of sitting back in the corner and just watching the group and not really being a part of it. And then you watch that dog kind of venture out, maybe buddy up with one dog or maybe two. And then over time may be an hour, time may be the next day, but you'll see that same dog that was stuck in the corner out there bounding around through the yard, maybe with that one friend that it found and it meets up. And it's just, that's the coolest thing when you really watch the dogs. There's a story there. There's a language that's unspoken.
And also on the human side of it, finding the right people, because it takes it takes a pretty big staff to do all of this, but you have done that. And I'm going to have to get some coaching on you for how to interview and things like that to be able to make sure you're finding the right people, because you've done it. And anytime that I'm down there at the kennel, you talked about how it feels good when you're there. And the people and the staff that are there are part of that, have to be. It only takes one, and it can start to move it back the other direction. So you've obviously done something right in attracting the right kind of people in to work for you.
Yeah, we've built a pretty good staff. We went through a lot of people, especially the first year at the new facility. Gosh, I just couldn't figure out like what I was doing wrong or something, but we would get one or two to stay, and then we built on top of that and just kept going. And I got Sarah in there as a manager. Definitely, I'll plug her. She's amazing. She lets me be able to do things like this. So having a manager for the day-to-day operations and overseeing the staff, because she has a different energy about her. She's of course she's a woman. Staff respond differently to her than me being the owner. So she can talk to them on a different level. And so they have a really good rapport with her. And so it's worked out really, really well.
And is it just part of your personality that it's natural for you to put people into position and then get out of the way? Or is that a learned thing? Because you do that.
That is a very good question. I would think that I had to be actually conscious of getting out of the way.
Okay.
Learning from other people's mistakes that own businesses. They want to wear all the hats. And I see how that has not worked for them and their business has failed because of that. So seeing other people fail has been my success because I have to, like you just said, I have to step out of the way. I have to let them have their own ideas and their own opinions and not get hung up, trying to fight them just to believe what I believe or do what I do.
Yeah. Good mornings start with peace of mind. My Nurse Healthcare provides professional in-home support where it matters most, helping individuals maintain comfort, dignity, and independence in their daily lives. Their experienced nursing team focuses on personalized care, clear communication, and supporting families through every step of the process. It is healthcare built on trust, compassion, and real relationships. Learn more at mynursehealthcare.com. Tired of hot rooms, harsh glare, and zero privacy? Tint Advantage has the solution. With advanced window film, you can cut heat before it even enters your home or business, reduce glare on screens, and keep your natural light in view. And with smart film, your glass goes from clear to private in seconds. Total control, right at your fingertips. Comfort, privacy, and efficiency, all in one upgrade. Visit tintadvantage.com and take control of your space today. Well,
So
we're growing around here. That's why I'm absorbing what you're saying. These aren't just questions just to be asking questions. I'm trying to learn because as we continue to
learn
grow,
too every day.
these are the important things to remember. That, as you said, everybody's unique. Everybody's going to have their own ideas and their own strengths that they're bringing to the table, and creating a world where that is not only welcome but encouraged.
Yeah.
I think that is a recipe for success.
Yeah. We have a lot of employees now that are family. So whether it's your wife or your child, at first I didn't think I wanted that, but once we've brought that in, and that was because of Sarah, and I guess it started a little bit before Sarah, but having Sarah there, we brought in more. That has made it more like a family there now, and it's gotten better, not worse. So that's always also been good.
Yeah, that's something I haven't considered that, but I think that, you've got your momentum's going well, and that upward trajectory is continuing on. And this is something that Kyle and I talk about too, that we have seen growth over the 3+ months since our ribbon cutting. And when we think about the short amount of time that has been and where we are at, it's okay, we've actually, this has been pretty impressive what we've pulled off so far.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to think it's going to slow down.
No.
That just trust that momentum is going to continue, and you just can keep continuing with it too.
If you believe in what you're doing and you put your whole heart into it, because you don't want to do it for the paycheck. You really believe in what you're doing, you're doing it out of the love. There's no reason you shouldn't be successful. And I think you and Kyle are doing awesome things here. I was at the ribbon cutting, and I think you'll continue to elevate.
Yeah, that's a very great way of putting it. And I personally look at revenue that's brought in not as the goal, but as the result of what it is that we're doing. So if we see a dip in revenue, that means we have a content problem, not a sales problem.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Because if we're doing everything that we can do, whether it be this show or any of the other ones that we produce or the shows that we produce for other people, if we're doing all of that right, then the revenue that's created from that is a result. It's not, that is not the goal in itself. And most of the successful businesses that I know anything about, that's always been their philosophy, that you can get lost in the weeds if you start looking only at that number at the end of the month.
Right. And there's always going to be your highs and lows. So those dips are going to be expected. Sometimes when I have a dip in our dog numbers, I get kind of nervous. I got a lot of staff, and we got the building and all that payment. I'm like, man, but it's part of business. Yeah. You're going to have your peaks and your valleys. It's just the way it is.
When you came in here today, you were planning on having a business coaching session, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of coach me on everything.
That's what I see Todd about. We were going to plug Pupper Slam.
Yeah, well, I think we did, but we need to do it again before we wrap this up. So Pupper Slam's coming up in June 13th. June 13th. Is that a Saturday?
It is a Saturday.
Okay.
We want to make that go a little longer because it starts in the afternoon, like the heat of the day. We want to carry that into the more of the evening with music and stuff like that, and make food. And then June 27th, like I said, we haven't come up with a catchy name. That's only a couple weeks later. And having those 4 bands, and that'll be more like the 3-year anniversary. Not that 3 is a catchy year, but I wanted to do more out there. And moving forward, I hope we have a lot more events out there, just a lot more local music, because I love music. I want all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Country and blues, rap, rock, covers.
Yeah, you've been doing it all out there, and people have been responding. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule, and thanks to Sarah for handling all the heavy lifting down there at the kennel so you can get away.
Yeah.
And look forward to all the events that you've got coming up. And
we'll see you out there.
By the way, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, it's my 50th.
Well, I wasn't going to say that part, but no, it's truly, I hope that the rest of your day just goes very well, and you have a great day of celebrating. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And we also thank you very much for watching this episode of Council Bluffs today. Click like, click share, click follow. Look up SB Kountry Kennel on Facebook or across social media. Follow all of the videos they're putting out, because if you want to feel better, this is a way to do it. Because the dogs, and you're just going to see a whole group of dogs having a great time. And to me, that's what the internet's about.
Right, and there's actually 2 SMB Kountry Kennel pages.
Yep.
There's the regular Facebook page, and then there's the dog parents of SMB Kountry Kennel, which is a private page. And you can click to join that, and we'll accept you in there so you can watch a lot of dog videos.
More dog videos, and probably see your own dog if you're bringing your dog out there.
Tons of dogs on videos on that page.
Well, perfect. Well, get back to work already.
I know. That's where I'm headed.
All right. Thanks again. My name's Todd Studer, and we will see you again tomorrow morning.